Alright. Moving on to the one I know the best. Biomancy. Oh yeah. There are few things as terrifying in 40k as psychers in general. And in my opinion, telepaths and biomancers. By far the most terrifying of all of them. Like, whoa. Like, have you seen what Hammerhand does? Like, what? It literally multiplies your damage, like, your damage bonus by, like, 4. You can go from, like, a +3 to a +12. That's absurd in the way wounds work. It just is. But now that I've ranted about game mechanics, let's get to the good stuff, shall we? So, to start out with, Samakarati and Babakarati, Pindikaroti Yunakti, Prasadayati Avahanam Karoti. And that's associate with insinuate yourself into. You know, standard beginning for psychic stuff that I've been doing. Standard beginning for a lot of stuff I've been doing, but like it seems very not inappropriate for psychic stuff. Pindikaroti Yunakti. And Prasadayati Avahanam Karoti. Reduce to order invoke. That's just how that works. So I said in previous episodes this thing about that I learned in playing the game about this thing that I think comes from actual like game lore about biomancy, and it's a saying that the soul remembers what the body forgets. And so what Unakti is concentrate to unite with the divine source, universal spirit. Concentrate mind to unite with universal spirit, which is, in my understanding of the way things work in like spiritualism, the best way to get your soul to remember what your body forgot. So that's how you start. And then, once again, everything starts with Samakarati and Bavakarati, or associate with insinuate yourself into, and then Prasadayati Avaharam Karoti, to reduce the order to invoke at the end. So we have Pindikaroti Sputikaroti. Sharpen senses for enhanced senses. Pindikaroti Zanmayati. Identify with heal up for seal wounds. Yep. So, Pindikaroti Tamyati for constrict or choke. Now, let's see if I've gotten too far out of order of these things. I believe choke is 13, or constrict is 13. Yes, constrict is 13. Alright, so we've done 10, 10, and 13. On to 14, or Biolightning. Pindikaroti Tatatayati. Identify with Crackle. Now, the thing about using Crackle instead of throw, because throw would seem like a not illogical choice for something that's lightning based, because it's like throw as an arrow or the lightning. The thing about it is that as opposed to pretty much all the other ranged psychic powers, the biomancy discipline is limited to you or 10 meters. 10 meters is actually in real world terms honestly kind of big. But if you're making lightning crackle from yourself, literally just crackling, it can arc pretty far. Lightning, if it's crackling, can't not arc, and it can arc pretty dang far. So I feel like crackle is what you have to have for it to work, because otherwise it would be a bio lightning bolt, and that would be an Abizajati. And that's why I'm going that way. Alright, so that's 14. And look, and then the hammer hand. Pindikaroti, Honti. Identify with hammer. Unbelievably simple. but yet painfully believably simple. I believe that's 5 out of 10 so far. Cellular control. Pindicaroti Kiketi. Identify with control. Which is ridiculous considering how complex cellular control is as a power. Honestly, it's kind of ridiculous that it's at 16 with how actually literally ridiculously complex it is as a biomancy power. It is like scary complex. It's not something to try to do lightly. I'm not even joking. Anyway, only seasoned biomancers should try cellular control. Facts. But once we get past 16, which is the 6th number on our little list here, we can get to 19. Pindicaroti Pacati. Identify with boil. Now that's a thing where you basically like make someone's heart start beating so fast that it creates like a blood pressure differential that it doesn't like heat up your blood, but it basically makes it move so fast that it starts like boiling out of your body. So, I decided to go with boil because it's not inappropriate, I think. I repeat, biomancers ain't anything but scary. Like, for real. For real. And what's funny is, like, I used almost none of these powers, even though I had, like, all of them, except for, like, Hammer Hand, Regenerate, Seal Wounds. God, I use Seal Wounds all the time. Oh my god. In the last game I was playing, I was like, you need to stop bleeding. Stop bleeding. Stop it. I'll be right over. I literally did that. He's like neutral evil and he's the party healer. Like, seriously. The party healer's neutral evil. I want to kill things. Why are you bleeding and making me lose out on my good time? And one of you literally shot me last time. Yes, you said you thought I was the clone. But I don't believe you still. You also admitted that it wouldn't matter if I was the clone or not afterwards, and that definitely doesn't make it better. Yeah. Not that episode, but several episodes back, during a cloning, bad warp translation, one of my other party members literally murked me. I'm still pretty salty about it, actually. Like, boom, yeah. One of my character's personal goals is to kill you. I'm like, that's not funny. Admittedly, we have this kind of cool deal where, like, if we die, we basically have to resurrect. It's a really long story. But the point is, I got possessed by a demon of corn, and I actually kicked the thing out. Yup. Yeah, I actually wonder, like, we actually all deliberately went through getting possessed, which is something you're not supposed to, like, be able to get out of. Like, it's supposed to be, like, once you get possessed, you done. You done. You don't have your character anymore. Like, I don't know if this is something that actually existed already in the game system. I highly doubt it. But it was a very, like, specific ritual that we had to find out because of, like, the very specific Ordos that we had joined, the Ordos Obscuros, that had a very, very, very secret conspiracy inside of it called the Illuminated Ones. And the Illumination is getting possessed by a demon and then, like, at the same time as another person who's possessed by a demon of an opposing kind. Like, I went in with the person, like, Korn went against the one who was with Slanesh. Not Slanesh. Zeech. And Slanesh went against Nergal. Now, is that perfect? I actually don't think so. But in terms of, like, me being the one with Korn, that made total sense, and the one that was doing Zeech was the other Psyker. And, like, we just got along better than, like, together than like we did with the rest of the party, because like we kind of very early on were like, oh look, another psyker. Even if I hate you, you at least understand what I'm going through. Does she hate me? Occasionally. It happens. But I'm also very not inconvenient. I'm also the strategist because I'm a militant psyker and I've become an inquisitor, so at this point, like, my tactica imperialis is that yes. Like, I know my tactica. In emergency situations, you eat your primer. But you don't eat your primer, even though it's made out of coarse paper, and they insist that it's actually edible. In an emergency sake, you don't do it. Oh, where was I? Blood boil. I'm well past you. Shape flesh. Pindicoroti Pimscati. Identify with sculpt. There it is. And I think that brings us to regenerate. Pindicoroti Vaiuchari. Identified with dawn. Why is it identified with dawn? Because like regeneration is so much more than just healing up. Like it's so much more than just healing up. Like here's the thing, like a heal up would be the 1d10 that you get when you heal. And a seal I mean when you do a seal wounds. And then you get like for when you regenerate, you like basically heal, if I recall correctly, 1 fatigue and 1d5 wounds per turn. That's stupid. Like that's stupidly broken. Like even still. I still insist this. It's part of why I still insist that biomancers are like literally actually, with the exception of the fact that telepaths actually have soul attack. Biomancers, in my opinion, wouldn't have competition for being the single scariest ones. Like that's just my opinion. Though. Maybe it's just because like I love playing Biomancers because I think they're awesome. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe, especially if you love Biomancers.